since I was a child, I always had an anxious attachment style. When someone gives me a chance, since I was a child to a teenager, when someone gives me a chance to be their friend or to be someone in their life, I think I should give them the chance. I don't go and assess who they are first or if they are worth being in my life. I think I should give them that chance regardless of my standards for you to be in my life. That probably is because I thought I was never loved, and if someone loves me, then why not? I missed love for like a long period in my life, and I used to blame my parents and the place I lived in because it was a rough village on the top of a mountain, and everyone doesn't express their love for one another, and it's so cringy if someone says I love you or hugs their friends or kisses them. So I think it's a common problem for people who live in a village like the one I lived in. But then that problem transferred with me through my teenage years and then through my adult years, and I never thought of it until someone like entered my life. It was a friend, and she kept saying, "You deserve better." But then, how do I deserve better? Like, why do I deserve better? I worked on myself for like years. I went to the gym. I worked on myself mentally, but I still think that I don't deserve better. And anyone that asks me out or wants to be my friend, then it's my pleasure to be in their life. Then there was a problem there, and my friend pointed it out, and I started thinking, why do I have this problem? And it's because I was never loved, and I thought I was never enough for a person. And it's sad, and it's okay to blame parents and surroundings for a while, but then I'm an adult now, and if I don't work on that, then I'm accepting to be in my problems for the rest of my life. As a child, I used to write poems for those kind of feelings because I couldn't express my feelings. And when I wrote poems, it was my only way to express those feelings. And it wasn't cringy because it's a talent. So it's okay to say feelings in a poems, but it's not okay to express them. So I started writing poems since I was 6 years old. Expressed a lot of hate, love, everything that I felt, it would be in a poem. To my family, to my friends, etc. Even to my village, to the church. Everyone that I knew, I wrote a poem for, but I couldn't tell them like in normal words. And it transferred with me through my adult life until I was 18 years old, and it was high school, and my uncle died. And I wrote a very strong poem expressing how that loss felt. And since then, I stopped writing because it hurt. Like the poem I wrote hurt me. Like every time I read it, I used to be so sad, and I didn't want to be sad. So I thought, if I stop writing, then I will never be sad again. So I stopped writing poems, and for more than 10 years. And because I never expressed feelings, it was 10 years of no ability to express how I feel. Like I don't want to write it in a poem, so I'm sad, and then I can't express it because it's cringy. I was told it's cringy since I was a child to express feelings. So it was there in me, and it piled up, and I think it brought a lot of traumas in me and a lot of like no expressed feelings that made me feel so heavy. And I think I felt so heavy to the people around me as well, because a lot of people said that about me. So, and also another coping mechanism that I used to do is making people laugh. So if like so when people don't like me or don't love me, I either write a poem. So when I stopped writing poems, I wanted people to I wanted to express those feelings. So I started making jokes and talking different sounds so people can laugh around me. So that was my other coping mechanism as well. At 27 years old, maybe before even, it was after lockdown, COVID lockdown, and I started writing again. I started writing about breakups and how it made me feel, because I never wrote about them, and I would just break up with someone, leave the scene, and I thought I'm really good at forgetting about people. I don't care, or maybe I didn't love them, but it was just that I am used to ignoring my feelings. So I started writing those feelings about breakup and pain and being in toxic families and how that made me feel, and it felt better again. It felt like I am back to who I am. And although writing has been my coping mechanism for not being able to express my feelings, and that is something I should work on, I should be able to express how I feel without writing a poem, but because I am not fully capable of doing that still at 28 years old, I'm still writing poems. And I put those poems on Instagram because I wanted to see if anyone can relate to what I write, and a lot of people did, and I was so happy. I was feeling that I am not alone in how I feel. Yeah, it was because before I did an Instagram page for poetry, I was trying to do an Instagram page for renewable energy, because this is what I studied, and it never felt I never felt connected to it, and I didn't get any people relating because it wasn't who I truly am. And once I started writing poems, putting them on Instagram, everyone was relating to it, and it just shows that when you expressing who you really are, and when you're in alignment of who you are, a lot of people can relate to that. Yeah, so this was an episode of or a background for me and how I started writing and why I started writing. And I hope that in this podcast, I want to talk about a lot of feelings and things that people are not speaking up about, but want to hear other people talking about it, so they know that they're not alone. Thanks for listening.